why do you want to be dropping the insurance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, number one, it's a headache. That's how you dropped insurance. I mean, 80% of my patients are insurance. I mean, what's the easiest way to transition from going from insurance-based to a cash-based acupuncture practice? Welcome back to the channel. So that's the question. How do you drop insurance? Doctors all across California, especially here in San Diego, are dropping insurance. How do you transition from an insurance base to a cash base, or at least level the playing field with better insurance, cash, cups, herbs to kind of balance out your practice? I'm top heavy. I gotta get rid of this insurance. Let's dive back in with Eileen and see how we can do that.
Maybe you think it's woo-woo, but to me, if you can empty some space for other patients or other paying method people come in, if you don't empty those space, those people will not come. You know what I mean? If you have your schedule available, then the lower insurance people that you limit to a certain amount, for example, 20% of your whole practice, and then you have space open, and it would be filled with all the people who were willing to pay a little more. So you can really organize how you want them to come into your office. You're gonna get scared at the very beginning because you feel like, oh my God, I dropped so many patients. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, let's say the nuts and bolts of how actually you would supplement that, because I've looked at the numbers. I'm not ready. There's no way that I can drop insurance and still not just grind. And so that's the goal, is eliminating ash, eliminating the headache, eliminating the M&Rs.
Oh my God, I commend you. Let me tell you what I did. So maybe that you'll be able to take some of my idea, but it's not really. I have a practice. I dropped insurance completely 2 years ago. Complete. None. I only have the VA and the work comp, and I don't do any of those paperwork because I have hired people to do it, because they're small volume and they pay pretty well, so I didn't drop them. But most of the insurance company, I don't have them anymore. So I give it to my other acupuncturist in the same clinic. So she's doing all the insurance and billing, all that. So what I did is, number one, I calculated the number. So I raised my price to what I can survive. Number two, I noticed that how many hours that I can see, how I can run the clinic. So I have enough of the room that I can work short time, volumes, and I still gonna be able to support myself.
How many rooms do you have?
6. I have 6 rooms.
Okay.
6 rooms. That's the 2 things. Number 3 is I don't have family. You have wife, you have children that you have to support.
Yes.
I have mother and sister that I need to support. I think it's not too bad about that. So we all have dependents.
True.
Okay, so then those are the factors that you have to count into how can you drop the insurance. Now, when I start doing it at very first months, I feel really good because it's kind of comfortable, not in a hurry, because I need the volume.
How many did you, so when you dropped insurance, you went from how many a week to how many a week? What was the number? What was that landslide number? Like, let's say if I'm seeing 80 patients a week and I cut insurance, I'm down to like 25, 30 patients a week per cash. I mean, my cash volume was 15, 20%.
Wow, so for me, maybe about 30% off. But before that, I already winging down the insurance people. I just give it to my other associates, and then I attacking more of the people who doesn't have to use the insurance. So you probably cut
ash first.
Yeah,
then
slowly cutting.
Then the schools, and then, so it's a slow transition.
Yeah. Well, what I would usually do is, you just can say, I'm not taking any more ash new patients. I can still see ash people, right?
So that's,
So then I add more. The next one that I did is I add more herb cells. I have my own herbal line, and I also mix herbs, the custom made. Herbal and vitamin business, the vitamin business is huge. They are putting astragalus on their shelf, which is our products, Huang Qi. That is crazy. So I decided Any of my patient comes in, the first thing in the office, while I'm doing acupuncture, I ask them, are you open to taking herbs?
Okay.
They say, yeah, I do. I say, you know, the herb is not including at your cash price. They say, oh, sure, of course, I know. Then I tell them that, number one, for the urgent part is, I need to fix whatever that you got. Back pain, neck and shoulder pain. I have a standard formulas. I just mix and I give it to them for back pain, low back pain, any pain.
Evergreen herbs or your?
I purchased from Suntan. Suntan is my herb suppliers. So I use them for the 100-gram powder herb. Then I also have them say, hey, there is also something like some herb that I use really well, for example, that will help you to move your blood and chi.
Okay, so anti-inflammatory circulation.
Here you go. So what is inflammations? That will be the herb for me that to help you is a Taiwan no fungus for any inflammation of the body or detox or anything nourishing the liver. That would be the one that I would always recommend it to.
Standard formula.
Right.
Everyone's gonna get the
yeah.
with that one.
Yes, and then if somebody comes in with a pain and aches, I will always have them use the Flow Plus, which is Danzhen and Sanqi. So then they're moving the blood, good for the heart, soften the arteries. So that would be second standard that I will use. The third one is because my people are much older patients, so I always have to have osteoarthritis. So their bones are always taken care of, so they don't have to worry about it. Or they have like degenerated the bones and joints, they can always do that. Also, that herb is strong in the kidney yang tonification, so they get more energy. So that is third one that I will always recommend to my patient that, hey, if you're interested, there will be something that I recommend it. Instead of taking vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever you're doing, but this is actually really helping you for doing all this part of your body.
So how long did it take before you were able to cut the insurance?
In no time. Oh, very fast.
Like 6 months, 3 months?
No, 1 or 2 months. That went up like that.
1 or 2 months you were able to cut insurance. But you've been doing herbs before you cut insurance. So you already had patients on herbs before you cut insurance.
Well, I did not do that much. Right now, it's 90% of my patients taking herbs and acupuncture at the same time.
That's a lot.
Before is about 50% because I wasn't focused on doing the herbs because I have too many patients. There's no time for me. I have to just throw needles in.
Okay, so that's
that's the balance that I feel much better emotionally, physically, and also that I can really like well-rounded how to make this work better.
So 90% of your patients are on herbs. Like at what point did you say, I need this many patients on herbs to make this much money so that I can remove myself from insurance without just, freaking out?
Well, you still have to take that leap because you're still gonna feel uncomfortable. I just did it. I'm pretty good at absorbing those shocks because I just had one day I have enough and I just said, no, I'm not doing it anymore.
Once a year I have I have the breakdown like, why am I taking this insurance?
Remember 20 years ago, we're so excited to be able to be on insurance. How many people wants the insurance? Oh my God, insurance to cover acupuncture. Now, how sad we are. We're trying to figure out how to drop the insurance. So 20 years, that's the 20 years of experience of being tortured by insurance company. I'm sorry.
What's the issue with cash? What headaches are for cash practice? What headaches?
There's no headache. I have cash. What do you mean? I always tell my patient, people always ask me, do you take insurance? I take Benjamin Franklin.
Okay, so there are no headaches with the cash.
No headache. No headaches at all. If I'm gonna start it over again, I would still choose a cash-based practice.
You would just give yourself time, and your strategy would probably be different, knowing what you know now than
I would never accept insurance.
I would say this, in my next video, I will do one on just American Specialty Health, how to streamline that, how to take advantage of it. There is a non-covered service fee agreement that you can have your ASH patients sign and charge them beyond just that 1 unit of care. Okay. So it's all inclusive for, pain, heat, lamp.
Hold on. If that you can charge all this, why do you want to drop them?
I don't want to drop them because ASH is leads and patients.
You don't want to talk anymore because it's going to save it for your next video.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Until next time, Eileen, Shahid.
See you soon.